Watch this one command for AI agents wake up. One goes and researches a topic. One checks if the research is actually good enough. If it is not, it sends it back. And when it finally is, the last one writes a full report on its own. I did not touch the keyboard after hitting the enter. Here is the thing nobody tells you about AI research tools. A single prompt to a AI model cannot do real research. Ask it to compare two products or dig into a topic with actual depth and it just make a one pass and stop. No second look. Now, no checking on its work. That is why so many AI generated reports sound confident and are quietly wrong. So I built this with LangGraph. LangGraph lets you turn an AI workflow into a graph instead of one straight line. You get nodes which are just functions and edges which decide where the work goes next. The part that matters most here is the loop. A normal AI chain cannot go back and try again. LangGraph can. Here is the actual setup for moving parts working together. A researcher, a critic, a writer, and a router that ties them all together. The researcher takes your topic, turn it into a search query, and actually goes out and searches the web. The critics read what comes back and ask one simple question: is this good enough to write from, or do we need to dig again? Then the router looks at that answer and decide where to go next. If the critic says no, the router sends it straight back to the researcher. If it say yes, it moves forward and the writer puts together the final report. Let me show you the state first because this is where most people trip up. This right here open in PyCharm the shared state every agent reads from and write to the topic, the research notes so far, how many times it has looped, and the final draft, plus a few small control fields the router leans on, like the critics and verdicts. Every agent touches this same object. That is the thing that makes them a team instead of four script each doing their own thing. This next part is the whole trick. After the critic agent runs, we don't just move forward, we ask a simple question inside the graph. Is the research good enough? Yes or no? If no, the graph sends back to the research node. If yes, it moves on to the writer. That one conditional edge is what makes this agentic instead of just a chain. Okay, moment of truth. Let's hand it a real topic. Keep your eyes on the graph. The researcher goes first. Now the critic is checking its own work and they see that it just kicked it back for another pass because some of the prize was missing. Second around. This time the critic is happy with it and writer takes over. And there is it, a full markdown report, source structured and written without me touching anything after the first command. This is the difference between an AI that answers once and an AI system that actually checks its own work. Now, I have to be straight with you because this is not free. For agents means more API calls, more cost, and more places for something to go wrong. If you just need a quick factual answer, one good prompt is still faster and cheaper. Do not reach for agents to answer something a single question can handle. This setup earns its cost when the actually task needs checking, looping, or real depth. Anything simpler, skip it. Three things to remember. One, a single AI call cannot loop back and catch its own mistakes. A graph can. Two, the critic agent is what turns this from one shot to actually reliable. Three, only pay for this complexity when the task is genuinely worth it. If you want to build this exact system yourself, I will drop the full code path in the description. Tell me in the comments what should these four agents research next. See you in the next build.